Second, public sitting of the first ordinary session of the Ninth Legislature, National Assembly. The General Secretariat of the Government, a workshop on the modernization of the university. And on the international scene, 10 Palestinians killed in an Israeli raid on a school west of the city of Gaza. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. On Sunday, 17 November 2024, the National Assembly met for its second public session of the first ordinary session of the Ninth Legislature. The plenary session was chaired by the Prime Minister, Mr. Abdelghader Kamil Mohammed, and Parliament members and members of the government. The item of the plenary's agenda was the examination and adoption of the following 8th draft texts. Draft Law Number 65/N/24/Nth Legislature on the adoption of the financial accounts for the National Agency of Tourism for the financial year of 2022. Draft Law Number 122/N/14th Ninth Legislature on the ratification of the World Convention of the Recognition of Qualifications Concerning Higher Education. Draft Law Number 123/N/24th/9th Legislature on the adoption of the National Youth and Culture Policy. Draft Law Number 124/N/9th Legislature on the ratification of the General Agreement on Trade, Djibouti-Ethiopia. Project number 125/N/24th/9th Legislature of the adoption of the national functionality of the alphabetization. Draft number 127/N/9th Legislature on the approval of the financial accounts of the Central Building and Equipment Laboratory for the financial year 2023. Bill number 131/N/24th/9th Legislature approving the financial accounts of the Military Retirement Fund for the 2023 financial year. Bill number 132/N/24th/9th Legislature approving the financial accounts of the electricity in Djibouti ADD for the 2022 financial year. In his opening speech, the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Delegate Mohammed Delegate, extended his welcome and read out the agenda for the sitting. The reporters then took the floor to present the conclusions of their work on the drafts examined by the various parliamentary committees. In view of the importance on the agenda, the parliamentarians questioned the executive on senior legislative texts, in particular those relating to national policy in favor of youth and culture, as well as the bill on the national strategy for functional adult literacy, also on the two bills of the ratification of the World Convention on the Recognition of Qualifications Concerning Higher Education and the ratification on General Agreement on Higher Education. The ratification of the General Agreement on Trade. The final item on the agenda was the analysis of the financial accounts of the National Tourism Agency, the Central Building and Equipment Laboratory, and the Military Fund for the same period. Finally, the financial accounts of EDD, the electricity company in Djibouti, were presented. At the end of the favorable votes cast by parliamentarians and before closing the session, the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Delegate Mohammed Delegate, stressed the importance of discipline and assiduity within the hemicycle to ensure the smooth running of parliamentary business and thus meet the expectations of the citizens that the parliamentarians represent. And on this occasion, and for his opening remarks, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Delegate Mohammed Delegate, welcomed members of the government and parliament members participating in the second plenary session of the 9th legislative session. He explained that the session will discuss 8 draft laws on the agenda of the second plenary session on the 9th legislative session, including the approval of the financial accounts of 4 public institutions. The University of Djibouti served as the auditorium for an innovative workshop on the modernization of the law, bringing together experts, decision makers, and players from the legal sectors. The event highlighted crucial issues such as the demoralization of the official documents and the integration of new technologies into the legal system. The workshop began with the speeches underlining the importance of this initiative for the development of the national legal framework, stressing the need to adapt laws to contemporary challenge. One of the highlights of the event was the panel session presentation on the demoralization of the official journal, which attracted a great deal of interest. Discussions during this exchange highlighted how this reform could improve the accessibility of the law to citizens. The discussions also touched on legislative reform, on essential approach to simplifying the drafting of legislative texts and enhancing transparency. The workshop's second panel also examined the growing role of advanced technologies in the legal field. Once again, the focus was on innovative tools such as chatbots, which could transform the interaction between citizens and legal institutions. The discussions highlighted the ethical and practical challenge involved in integrating these innovative solutions. A delegation led by the Ministry of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Assowe, in compromising the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, Mr. Ali Silay Abdullah, and the MGC's technical advisor, Mrs. Medina Saleh Ali, has traveled to Guinea-Bissau to take part in the celebrations making the country's Independence Day in 1973, and the signatory of the founder of the African Party for the Independence of Guinea, Amrikal Kabar, Minister Dr. Hibo will represent the President of the Republic at these celebrations. On arrival, the delegation was invited to take part in the welcome gala hosted by the President, His Excellency Mr. Omaro Sisco, and the country's First Lady, Denisia Rees, attended by the President of Gambia, several ministers, members of government, and heads of delegation from invited countries. Djibouti's Minister Delegate for Decentralization is on an official mission to Tripoli, Libya, from 16 to 28 of November 2024 at the invitation of his Libyan counterpart, Dr. Badreddin Tomi. The aim of the visit is to strengthen bilateral relations and deepen cooperation to decentralization and local development between the two countries. Accompanied by several senior officials, including Mr. Ali Abdo, Technical Advisor for Arab World Affairs, and Mr. Ali Rufa Aden, Permanent Secretary of the National Association for Local Authorities of Djibouti. The minister was warmly welcomed on his arrival at Tripoli International Airport by his counterpart and other Libyan authorities. As part of national efforts to improve governance based on reliable data, a training workshop on the production of labor statistics was held today at the University of Djibouti. The workshop brought together some 30 participants from various departments of the Djibouti Institute of Statistics, INSTAD, and IFEP, and other public institutions, chaired by the Director General of the Statistical Institute of Djibouti, and was attended by representatives of the International Labour Organization. The projection of reliable and consistent statistics is an essential lever for strategic planning in the monitoring of public policies. In Djibouti, where economic and social challenges require well-targeted interventions, data quality is becoming a priority. The aim of the workshop was to equip particularly with the tools they need to collect, analyze, and use statistical data effectively. The workshop also highlighted the importance of aligning local data with international standards to ensure its compatibility and relevance in a globalized context. At dawn this morning, the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, carried out a crucial inspection at the Galili border post located in the Ali Sibih region. The main aim of the visit was to access the security arrangements in place and to strengthen the operational capabilities of the forces deployed in this strategic area. Accompanied by a high-ranking military delegation including the Chief of the Staff of the Defense Ministry, the Commander of the Republican Guard, the Chief of Staff of the National Gendarmerie, the Commander of the Coast Guard, and the representative of the General Director of the National Police. The presence of the Chief of the Defense Staff demonstrated a clear desire to consolidate security and improve interinstitutional coordination. This visit is part of an overall approach aimed at adapting security response to the specific challenges of border areas, taking account of local and regional realities. On his arrival at Galile, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim was welcomed with honors by the Chief of Corps of the Ali Sibih Joint Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Roble Mohammed Abdullah, who, surrounded by his men and the female personnel of the defense and security forces, paid him the military honors due to his rank. During this visit, General Zakaria carried out a thorough inspection of the facilities, accompanied by officers from the National Police, Gendarmerie, BIAS, and Customs who operate at Ali Sibih. He was able to assess the effectiveness of existing arrangements. The assessment highlighted the strengths and weaknesses of current measures while identifying areas for improvement. Discussions with officers in the field highlighted the day-to-day realities they face, including the management of migratory flows, the surveillance of goods, the prevention of illicit activities. The general praised their professionalism and resilience, underlying their crucial role in national stability and security. Officers in the field. Moving on their third day in Djibouti, the delegation from the city of Rabat, Morocco, led by the Honorable Mrs. Fathiya Al Mudani, visited three strategic areas in Layable on the afternoon of 16th of November. She was accompanied by the president of the commune of Balbala, local elected representative and municipal councillors. The visit highlighted the efforts made by local authorities to develop essential infrastructure to serve local residents. The first stage of the visit took the delegation to the Liable Gendarmerie's post, built by the ADDS. The station was designed to enable police officers to work closely with the local population, ensuring their safety and protection in the face of rising crimes in the area, as well as having cells for criminals. This space temporarily houses regulated orphans who will be later taken in by orphanages. The second visit was the Liable Community Development Center, CDC, also built by ADDS. The center offers a space dedicated to social cohesion and local development, providing a range of services and opportunities for local residents, including a classroom and a library. Finally, the delegation visited the central market, a modern facility due to the integrated shortly. This market promises to become a major driving force for economic activity and trade in the locality. The sixth edition of the regional fair, which is once again proving to be a golden opportunity for young people and women artisans full of creative talent, is part of Global Entrepreneurship Week, which the Asajok branch of the Young Entrepreneurs Club, with the support of the prefecture and the Regional Authority for Decentralization, has organized for this popular event to take place in the town of Ali Sebeh. The closing ceremony for this sixth edition of the regional fair was officially held yesterday afternoon by the prefect of the region, Mr. Abdul Malik Mohammed Bonoita, in the presence of the president of the regional council, Mr. Sharmanki Hassan Alale, the director of ADDS, Mr. Mahdi Mohammed Jama, and the parliament member Abdurrahman Awale. The Ali Sibih Regional Fair, which ran for 3 days from 14th to 16th November, symbolizes a soil partnership between the public and private sectors. Over the course of the day, visitors had the pleasure of discovering and exploring a wide range of local businesses offering a variety of products, from traditional crafts to the latest technological advances. The entrepreneurs also had the opportunity to share their experiences and network with other key players in the region's business ecosystem. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, 10 Palestinians were killed and several others injured in an Israeli raid in the Abu Asi school, home to hundreds of displaced persons in the Al Shati refugee camp west of Gaza City. Palestinian civil defense spokesman Mahmoud Bassal said that the Israeli raid on the school had left 10 people dead and more than 20 injured, according to the preliminary assessment. He added that the Israeli Air Forces has fired 2 missiles at the school, which houses displaced persons. The Israeli army continues to bomb homes and shelters and schools in various areas of the Gaza Strip, causing deaths and injuries. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening and take care. Thank you.